Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye has friends. No, really, Jeff has friends. Jeff's friends are on this podcast. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship.
Friendship.
Welcome back to the Jeff Dye's Friendship Podcast. Me and Tony are happy you're here. How'd you find this podcast? Were you Googling friendship? Were you Googling happiness? Were you Googling Jeff Dye? Were you Googling Tony, don't call me Reavis? What? How did you find yourself in the Jeff Dye Friendship Podcast, Fortress of Solid Dudes? That's what we want to know. Comment. Send us messages. We want to know how you found this podcast, and we want to know if you'll be happy to share our podcast. We would love it if you would. We are the #1 friendship podcast on all things comedy, and I'd venture to say the #1 friendship podcast in the world. I know some people tried to copy us. These little hanger-ons, like, what's his name? Conan O'Brien. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. They try to copy my podcast, but this is the real deal. This week, episode 89 of the Friendship Podcast, we have COURTNEY Scscheuerman in the house. She is a very funny, talented comedian, and she's doing some directing, which is great. I get to talk to her and learn all about her. We've known each other for a long time, but not very well. So I was excited for this episode. Just to dive in and get to know her a little bit better. If that feels clunky at times, it's because we're new friends. So that's what happened on this episode, and she's so sweet and so great and very beautiful. You guys are gonna love her. This would be a good episode to watch. How, you ask? Go to patreon.com/JeffDye, and for a small fee, you get to watch all 89 episodes of this Friendship Podcast. You get direct access to me by being able to message me whenever you want, and you also get free comedy club tickets to any show you show up at. You show up at that show, message me on Patreon. I'll come get you. I will come take a photo with you, and I'll leave you tickets at the box office. That also, what else? Yeah, that's the main gist of it. The money goes towards helping us. We need your help. Podcasts are expensive. So subscribe over there. And if you just don't want to pay any money and you're like, no, then just at least subscribe on iTunes or Podbean or wherever you get your podcasts. Without further ado, COURTNEY Scscheuerman. Enjoy the episode.
If you can give me a clap.
You know the deal. You're a director. You get it. Really talk into that puppy.
Yeah, got
and that
it.
thing's your mark right there, that little T there.
Sweet.
Don't try to sway from that too far, or it's going to be awful for the old editing man. This is Tony, the editing man.
Yeah, that's my new name. One of many hats.
COURTNEY, first question. How do you say your last name?
Sherman.
That's it?
It's just Sherman.
Why does it look so confusing?
It's a German spelling.
Oh,
We dropped an N.
Oh, you're German?
An N. German Jew, yeah.
That's a very popular combination, which you wouldn't think.
By looking at me?
Well, no, I would think you were Jewish for sure.
Oh,
but
thank you. Thanks, Joe.
I wouldn't think that Jews and Germans were
Yeah, I got some of that in my family.
canoodling, but they were a lot of canoodling.
There was a lot of Jews in Germany.
My mom's Jewish German.
Yeah?
Yeah, but she doesn't look like you.
What's she look like?
She's, gross. She looks like a mom.
My grandma is, she looks like, I'm certain that Anne Frank escaped, and it is my grandma.
Really? So not only are you going to claim that your grandma escaped Nazi Germany, but you believe she was the most famous Jewish girl in the world?
I saw pictures of her as a kid. I was like, oh, that's Anne Frank.
I got a hot take for you, Tom.
And they changed her
Anne
last
Frank
name.
didn't make it, dude.
I know it's not a very good idea because they changed her last name was Albrecht. You would want to change it to something not German Jew, I guess.
Yeah, you'd be like Anne Smith.
Yeah.
Would be a smarter switch.
Yeah.
Something different, but yeah.
I don't know. I just think that's kind of a hot take that you believe your grandma's Anne Frank.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, COURTNEY, tell us about this directing. I didn't know this. I said this before we started the podcast, just fill it everyone. I didn't know you were a director. I just thought you were like a great stand-up comedian, but it turns out you direct stuff.
I do direct stuff.
Yeah. Haunted Boat movie?
I did not direct that.
You didn't direct that. You were just in that.
You looked wrong.
Well, I didn't do a deep dive on all the
well,
credits. I was
no,
like, I'm going to be
I was
talking
an
to her in a couple
actress.
hours. I'll just talk to her about it.
I was an actress in Haunted Boat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was that experience?
It was fun. That was my first Lionsgate film. I was
Haunted Boat.
18. Yeah.
What's it about?
Well, please don't watch it.
Oh, really? Is it bad?
Oh, it's one of the worst. Like you would watch it to like make fun of me.
Sure. Which means we'll watch it.
I was actually 17. They had to hold off to make the film. I was that good. No, it's like a bunch of friends
They
go
had to
out,
hold off. What is that?
and so I didn't have to have a parent on set.
They couldn't just find another gal? I mean,
No,
she's
obviously
that
for
good.
you.
They wanted me.
She's
I know, but
that
like what movie would be like, no, let's pause the making
It was
of
like
this.
a couple months.
Okay,
yeah.
still,
they
that's pretty
found
impressive.
Me and they were like, this is the girl. Now when you watch the movie, you're literally going to be like, why?
And you don't have to have like a teacher on set and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
But
weirdest
you know,
thing.
it is Hollywood. Tons of available actresses.
Yeah.
It's such
In
a
shapes
joke.
and
No
sizes,
faith.
and
No.
that's a
No
real
faith.
director talking right there. That's what they do. You make power moves. You see, Jon Favreau saw like a human. Do we talk about that on the pod?
I don't think so. I don't know.
The comedian Asif Ali.
Oh yeah, they
How
changed
he
his
changed
face.
his nose.
Yeah.
Like Jon Favreau just like, don't like his face. He's not a dog man or a monster or anything in The Mandalorian. He's just a kid. He's just like a gardener. And Jon Favreau's like, put a prosthetic nose on that guy. He changed an actor's face.
No.
Yeah, who's just a gardener.
How have I never heard that?
Yeah, well, it just happened like 2 weeks ago. Or but how crazy is that?
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's hilarious.
but you were in this awful boat movie
I was on an awful boat movie.
when you were 17. You were young though.
I was young.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, everybody dies but me. So
Nice.
Nice.
Well, you did spoil
Sole
that
survivor.
for us, didn't you?
Wait,
Well, she told us
you're
not to
not
watch it.
gonna watch
I'm
it.
gonna watch it.
You're not
Oh,
watching.
trust me. Do you know how much bad stuff I see? In fact, the hallway we just walked up is littered with posters from horrible movies. I like bad stuff.
That's funny because as we were walking up, I was literally like, I don't know any of these.
Yeah, well, like
movies.
They Live is like it's a legendarily bad movie,
Yeah.
right? When you say that,
Notoriously bad.
yeah, like the
What is it?
lead is a pro wrestler.
Yeah, but it's like so bad it's good. It's one of those.
Right.
Is
Right,
this
right,
one of those? Like it's so bad it's good?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Oh, it's
this
just
is
bad. But it is supposed to be like scary movies are famously pretty bad.
Yeah, but this it missed the mark.
Oh, okay.
It's hilarious. It's
Yeah.
funny. So, yeah.
But-
Haunted Boat.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
You should.
I'm excited about it.
Hate you.
Yeah. We didn't get to do this on because Andrew Santino. I don't even know why I'm bringing that up.
Yeah.
How was your Thanksgiving, Tony? I didn't get to catch up with you about this, and I'm very sad I didn't.
It was good.
What'd you do?
Thanksgiving Day I did nothing.
Okay.
I watched
Sounds great.
I watched football. I played video games. I did nothing. Then the day after, I spent it with my girlfriend and her parents.
Oh, nice.
And they
Meeting the
cooked dinner.
parents.
Yeah, they cooked dinner, and it was.
Was that
it was
intimidating, or
delicious.
were you like, no,
No.
I'm easy to like?
Yeah, nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
That was the first meet?
Yeah,
Nice.
On a
first,
holiday.
first meet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's big.
So, which was fun. We went on a little hike, and it started pouring down rain.
Yeah, that's bad
I
idea.
was just like strolling, so I'm like, oh, it's like home.
oh,
And
nice.
they were like, they were like melting because they're from California. So
And you looked like a sweetheart, optimistic guy who's like, I don't
Yeah.
even mind the rain.
Yeah, exactly.
Or exercise on a holiday.
yeah.
Because I would be like, that's not happening.
No, it was actually good because it was like after the
And
meal.
I'm guessing they're old, right? They're like, they're
they're not young, but
Yeah.
but it was
So
good. It was like,
politely put, they're not young.
yeah, it was after
He's a
all the
sweetheart.
it was after all the meals. So I was like, all right, get some of this burned off before,
yeah.
pumpkin pie.
I was in Seattle the day after Thanksgiving
Mhm.
and for Thanksgiving, and it was sunny.
I know.
That was so weird. And then it
was
was raining
pouring-
down here.
pouring
Yeah, and
rain
I was getting texts from people. They're like, yeah, it sucks here. And I was like, what?
Yeah, but it was good.
What's happening in the world? When this rain stops, people don't know this. I'm having a big leak in my house, and it's frustrating.
Yeah.
I need this rain to quit.
Well, you should stop being so selfish because the city needs it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, we need it.
What does it mean?
A little bit.
We need it. The city is so weird. We get like fires and we're like, we need rain. And then
Yeah.
we get rain and it's just floods. I don't know what we need anymore.
Yeah.
What do we need?
We actually need the rain so that we don't have fires.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you live
everything
you're a
gets so
valley
dry.
girl. That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's not dry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So things stay moist.
Can I ask you a weird question?
Yeah.
What made you start stand-up comedy?
Well, I'm been acting since I was a kid.
That's not an answer?
No, we're getting to it.
Yeah, patience, young Padawan.
Patience,
Jeez.
Shep.
Well, I thought that was the answer.
No, I had never wanted to be. That was never the goal, was to be a comedian. But I started in the Groundlings after I graduated college, and there was like a lot of politics in that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you ever taken Groundlings classes?
Yeah, it's a scam, right?
It's not a scam. I mean,
Well,
people actually
those kind of things are always like, you have to go to 3 Groundlings shows and you have to prove to us you went. So then their audiences are just padded with students who had to be there.
Yeah.
And they're just doing that because they want people at their crappy shows. And then they look like legends because all these kids are like, we want to be that. So they're like the best audiences, which make them think they're funnier than they are. But
Right.
it's also like a system to just pad their own program. You're paying to be there, and you have to go to these shows, which they don't charge you for that, but whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like a scam.
It's actually a genius plan.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty
Well, I
smart.
guess if you like pyramid
My big
schemes
thing
and
with
shit like that,
Groundlings
you
isn't
think
it-
those are genius.
My big thing is Groundlings is don't they have to like pass you to the next level?
They do.
Which
But that's
that
actually
seems-
a good thing.
Yeah,
That's,
but that also can seem kind of
well, like UCB,
clicky.
you don't.
right because I
They're literally
did,
just like take it, and
I did
everybody
UCB
passes.
just because so I could have it on my resume for commercial work because they won't even look at you if you're not an improviser. So I just literally did 101 and got out of there. Like, so I don't say that. I just say, I went to UCB. But I had people in there that were like, yeah, I'm doing Groundlings, but I've been in like 201 for like 4 times in a row. I'm saying, oh.
But also UCB does that. So what happens with UCB is everyone passes 101 unless you're completely mental, right? And then
There's no actors in there. It was
most
just like
people pass
business people.
the second
So
level,
lame.
and then it's the same thing as Groundlings. Like you get stuck, you plateau. They do
Yeah.
the same thing in UCB.
Oh, really?
And it's also
I
the
didn't
same
know that.
scam where they
I didn't
pad their
either.
audiences.
Yeah, I had
and
to
then,
go to shows and stuff.
It sucked. And they were mean to me too. Like my teacher was like,
I thought you sounded bitter. You're like, it sucks.
well, I know a scam when I see it. Like when they're making me go to their classes, or
Yeah.
not their class, but when they're making me go to their shows, and I'm in the shows, just kind of like looking around. I was like, that guy's in my class, she's in my class,
Yeah.
and I go, are you in classes? They're like, mm-hmm. And like, it feels like a scam. Doesn't it?
Yeah. No, but I actually like the fact that you have to.
If we weren't in those classes, no one would be at the show
No
that
one
I
would
went
either.
to.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why they make you do it. Is because it's a dying art form that nobody's going to.
Right.
I don't know. But here's what I was gonna say is they were mean to me. Is that my teacher found out that I was a stand-up comedian, and
They don't like that.
I know, and he was really mean after that. He was like, so I told a girl that I liked in my class. He must have overheard me saying like, "Oh, my Comedy Central Presents is on television tonight," and I was like, I was bragging because she was cute, and
As
also
you
like
should.
I was proud of it, yeah, and so I wanted her to hear it, and then I saw him like overhear it, and I probably wanted him to know too because I was like proud of it, like I was bragging, and then literally like I don't know, 10 minutes later, like I'm doing a scene and I say something, and he goes, "Stop. Dude, this isn't like stand-up comedy where you could just like do one of your bits. Okay, this should all be coming off the top of your head. I can tell that you thought of that before." And I was like, "No." And in fact, it wasn't even that clever, like what I just did. And
That's really
and after
funny.
that, he was like very annoyed, and he kept calling.
He's probably a failed stand-up.
Probably, but that's why I wouldn't be
So-
mean to a failed.
No, I know,
So
but-
he's
yeah.
totally
What
cockblocking.
a dick. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. He's probably only a teacher because he gets these cute girls who
Yeah.
think he's so funny. And
Yeah.
also, he repeated shit all the time that I'd be like, yeah, he used the old raptor eggs thing like 75 times. He would always reference raptor eggs.
The old raptor eggs bit.
Yeah, you thought like that was a really funny thing to put in scenes. But it's
Yeah.
like, you've done it like 4 times and you're our teacher. Can't you mix it up?
So you went to just UCB or you went to
UCB.
Groundlings?
I did
too?
the 101 and the second one. 201 or 102. What would it be?
201,
Like
Yeah.
201.
which is they shouldn't call it that, but
Yeah.
I thought they let everybody through at UCB.
I thought so too.
No, just the first one.
Oh.
Which is like, it is easy to get through the first one because you're just playing games.
it was the worst thing in my life.
Really?
It's literally 101 is literally like saying yes and.
Yeah.
Right, that's all they teach
Which,
you.
like,
And then
it's
they
like,
teach you
that's
some
important,
games.
but it's like it was literally like us standing in 2 lines.
It's like a drama class when you're like kids.
That's exactly.
it
It's
is.
like
But
when I
it's
was like
also
6.
insane how at the end of the class you're literally like doing scene work with people and you're like you're stopping the scene, like you
Yeah.
still don't get yes and.
But it'd be like
Right.
we'd stand in 2 lines, and it'd be like, all right, one person, the first person's gonna say an occupation, the second person has to say an occupation that goes with that occupation,
Right.
or like would connect. So like one person's like, I'm a prisoner, the other one's like, I'm a cop.
Yeah.
Next. And I was like,
Right.
what the fuck am I
Yeah.
paying $400 for?
And isn't it supposed to be you're a cop, you're a prisoner?
Yeah,
like you put it on them, I
Yeah.
think is what you're
Yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to do.
It's whatever it's supposed to be. And I was just like, oh my God.
Do you guys know the
was
comedian
rough.
and actor John DeWalt, I think his name is?
John Dwalt, yeah.
John DeWalt. So before he was doing stand-up, we were in a UCB class together. This is like 10 years ago, right? And he was pretty good. You know, I thought he was pretty clever and pretty
very
fun.
aggressive.
And
Yes.
yeah, but he's very, you know, that's why him and Glassman are such pals. It's because
Yeah.
they're just socially different code. Like they just like play by different rules socially. So listen to this. He's in the class. And the rule is you're supposed to make someone else the thing. So we're in a scene, just me and him, and the teacher's like, all right, these guys are both like silly guys. They're doing well. They'll go first. So John puts on me. He goes, Mr. President, you can't speak like that to people, right? And so now he's made me president. I've got a position of power. And he's also put on me that I'm speaking foul, right? Like that's what I understood in my brain in that moment. That's what he must be making me. So I replied, well, that's easy for you. You're a little faggot. Or that's easy for you to say. You're a little faggot. And the whole you could hear instead of them laughing, the whole room just went like they all like clutched their pearls and were like, oh. I was trying to think of the most aggressive thing that the president would say behind closed doors to someone that's trying to correct him about speaking poorly. I thought it was so funny and like would be so edgy and so great. But the problem is everyone in our class is like some, you know, alt leftist, like liberal arts major who's like, oh, you can't say the F. And I was like, no, that's what makes it funny. It was so uncomfortable. And so for like the rest of that course, like Emma just thought I was like the biggest piece of shit.
Dude, that's so funny because if you go to like Ass Cat that night and Amy Poehler and Matt Walsh are there and Matt Walsh says that, the place would have erupted.
Well,
you know?
I did good, I thought. I was like, this is good. I did a good thing. I'm still standing by it. It's funny. And even John was like, and maybe that's why, because I think everyone in the class thought John was gay. He's kind of like a little mousy guy, you know?
Yeah.
He could easily...
Mousy.
Yeah, he's a cute guy, you know? He's
And
like,
he plays
clothes.
gay amazing.
Yeah, and he has like kind of the vernacular of like a stereotypical gay guy. Yeah. It was so humiliating. And also, like, I was like, I'm not going to apologize to anyone or him for this. Like, that's what... He put that on me.
Sure, you have a public forum right now you have a chance to apologize.
I do feel bad, John. But I think that it's whatever.
I would imagine it's even worse now in those classes.
You think so?
Yeah, because
Why?
what was that, like
10 years
ago? Yeah. But just the climate with everything right now.
Yeah, how many people are putting the suggestion of being like Trump on people? And you're like, no.
Yeah.
Can you do that actually? Can you put like that'd be great. If we're in a scene together and I make you Michael Jackson, you're like, no, make me an original character. Don't make me have to do a bad impression of a celebrity.
Yeah.
I'd make you Charles Barkley.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Because that's something I've always wanted to see you play ever since I met you.
And I would just derail it. I'd be like, oh, there you go, being insane again. just throttle the scene. Well, how many times that would happen, I'd just be like, fuck.
I've thought about this a lot, is that like yes and is a fantastic principle for improv and for life.
Yeah.
Like in life, like if someone tells a bad story at Thanksgiving dinner, I'm never going to be like one of these bitches who's like, good story. Or like, you know, I hate it when people do that.
Yeah.
Help them out. Go like, oh yeah, no, and then you share a story or laugh at his bad joke or, you know, help.
Yeah.
Yes and is a good life attribute. But don't you think stand-up's more of like a no but? Like when you're writing a bit, you've completely got to say like, well, this is stupid, or like what you have to almost like
you have to like pick a subject and then like talk shit about it,
right?
And then you spin it,
like go the opposite,
or like be not contrarian. I don't know the right term for it.
It's the misdirection of it, I guess.
Yeah,
you know, you can't say
you're
yes
being
and
like
if you're
society thinks this, but really like you're kind of no butting everything,
right?
And then with improv, it's the total opposite.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that people didn't understand. It's like you can say the word no in improv. Yes and means don't shit on the idea.
Yeah, exactly.
And just come up with your new idea that we're not talking. People are
we're
like,
not in a submarine.
Yeah,
They're
like, oh my God. You know what I mean? What are you talking about? This is a garden.
They're just fucking the whole thing.
All right, what the fuck, you know?
Well, and I also have to say, I got out of improv that I hate watching it.
Yeah.
I hate watching it.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
It's hard to find good improv. Like when you watch good improv, it's like amazing.
Yeah.
But that's like, there's legends. That's it. Like I want to see like Pat Finn and like the Murrays. Like I saw Joel Murray and another guy, TJ. No, Dave. Whatever his name. And they're good. They were good. But yeah, improv's rough at a novice level.
Well, and no one goes. Like think about
unless
it.
You're in class,
right? Yeah. Unless you have to go. And that's the thing is like I can't think of anyone who's like, oh, we're gonna go to this like fun improv show unless they're thinking about taking the classes, or they're in the classes,
or they're fucking some girl
dating
that's
someone in the class,
Yeah.
or like I don't know how many times like my ex-girlfriend, she was. Of course she's like flirting with some dude who's in an improv class and he's invited her and she's like, come on, we got to be nice. And you're like, you fucking just so annoying. You know what else is a scam, in my opinion, is all the acting classes in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
They're the biggest scam in the world.
Yeah?
Yeah, the ones I've been to.
Really?
Yeah, because what they do is they approve everyone, right? They take everyone's money and then they put you in the class.
You don't want to go there.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to any studio where they take anybody.
Oh, yeah, where they take everyone, you mean? Yeah, but how do you know?
Yeah, well, I've consistently, I've always been in an acting studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's very dear to my heart.
So what I don't like about it, and this is what makes me feel like it's a scam, is the ones that I went to like 3 different ones, is they would go, all right, here's the thing. Acting is a muscle, right? And you guys have to always be working on that muscle, just like anything else. I'll use stand-up because that's what we know is, if you're not doing stand-up every night, like you're going to not be as good as the people who are doing stand-up every night because it's a muscle, right? Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. They're not helping me. They're just pairing me up with some other shitty guy who wants to learn how to act. I can't act. He can't act. Why are we trying to help each other? And so it's like the blind leading the blind. And they're like, all right, everyone get each other's numbers. And then you meet with each other and run scenes. It's like, they're dog shit. I'm dog shit.
Yeah,
I came to a professional to teach me how to act. Well, and they wouldn't. They would just be like, work on this shit and then come back in the class and I'll tell you what you guys did wrong. And she wouldn't tell us what we did wrong. She would just watch us do the scenes and go, okay. And then be go, all right, now, Tony and Jessica are going to go. And they go, okay, well, what did they do? And the other people in the class are like, we don't know what was good or bad about that.
That's a bad class.
Yeah.
That's a bad class.
That's a bad class.
It was awful.
Yeah. I'm at a studio. I've been there for like 5 years. It's it's off the Beverly Hills Playhouse, so off the BHP. It's a professionally run studio where you're working with,
good people.
Yeah. People in the business that
they would run scenes from like I'm trying to some like failed pilot that like Rob Schneider had. That was the scene I had to run. So I'm just going
that's
like,
not a good sign.
What is happening here?
What studio was this?
John
Rosenfeld.
Maybe. I'll look it up.
On Fairfax? Adam Ray used to study there. Actually, we all studied there. Francisco, John DeWalt.
You're kidding.
Rick Glassman. No.
Let me see. John Rosenfeld Studios and Actors something.
Yeah.
Just got invited to their holiday party.
Yeah.
Haven't been there for probably 4 years, and I'm invited to the holiday party.
That's actually that studio. In their defense, I love John. Put that out there.
I love John too. I met him for 15 seconds, and he gave me some stupid rant about how some meditation, yoga bullshit. One girl was like talking about, which I love yoga and I love meditation, but like I'm hearing it from some stranger who's like diagnosing me. He's like, he recommended to one girl she needed therapy. He's like, have you ever been to therapy? And the girl just started crying. He had only met her for like a few minutes and starts telling her she needs to go to a therapist and like all. And I was like, what a dick. This guy's a dick.
No, there is something, and I'm not talking shit on the studio because again, I do love John, but and that studio really is more of an audition technique studio. So they're running things from like old pilots and stuff like that. So it's not really scene study. But John has this amazing ability to break people. He did the same thing to me. I was the girl who was crying. I came in and he looks at me. He's like, what's wrong?
What a horrible attribute.
And there's like people looking at me and he's
good
like,
at breaking people down. And also like actresses and like that's what a...
You're already so insecure walking into this room. No, but he's staring straight into my eyes and he's like, what's wrong? And all of a sudden something became wrong. I was like, I don't
Courtney,
know.
that's not good. It's so manipulative. And it's also like...
I stayed for 4 years. Yeah.
Well, but also like we're all broken. We all have something.
Exactly.
So like he's not some wise like shaman because he's able to do that. He's literally taking fragile people who are chasing a dream, who are walking into a room full of strangers and going, that is a therapist wouldn't. That would be so irresponsible for even like a professional therapist to do.
Right.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also,
not much. That's not much of a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
To predict that something's wrong with someone who walks into that room.
Like, oh my God, who hurt you?
Yeah.
And you're like, everyone.
Yeah.
I've been hurt a
That's why I'm
bunch.
here.
I didn't get into the arts because I haven't been hurt.
Yeah.
Ugh, it made me so,
No,
it felt so
commercial.
gross. And then I thought, but he seems like a sweet guy. He seems well-intentioned. I'll take his little thing. And I never saw him again.
Yeah.
He just put me in a class with like this hot redhead who barely talked to us and had definitely issues with dudes. And I was just like, what is this scam I found myself in? It was the worst. Not to mention everyone in my class, no offense, I think our listeners know me well enough. I don't have to do this caution. The room was full of poor people, and now they're like, "Where should we all meet?" And I had to go to some crappy like studio apartment that had like 3 people living in it, and only one of them was in my acting class. So we're all just kind of in there, and it's like dirty. There's like a fucking cat running around, and then 2 other people.
Poor people.
Yes.
In his beautiful home.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't want to invite him here. And
Yeah.
it was just I just felt like this is who's taking the classes with me, and they don't know
Yeah.
what they're doing, and they're like, we can't talk too loud. My roommate, which is like on a couch, like in the next room with like a little like one of those standing things you would change behind. You know, like that's their room. Like in
Yeah.
the it was so like scarring.
Hey, that's who's chasing the dream, baby.
Oh,
I've been there.
I was
I am there.
so embarrassed.
I've been there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
definitely.
didn't get to learn. Is my point? They just took
Yeah,
my
it's
money.
not- it doesn't seem like you
and
got to go to a
put me in
scene
some-
study class, dude.
I was like, this. I didn't sign
you
up
got
to
to
go to.
you got to do some theater.
Yeah,
That's
you
what I
gotta
would
do
love to do
theater.
that.
You gotta
And
do
I would
some
love to learn
theater.
that stuff, and
Yeah.
and I would love to flex those muscles. And I know that I used to do theater in high school, and I wasn't good, but I really loved it.
Yeah.
And then
So cute. I
From,
wasn't.
yeah,
good.
it was horrible. And then when I've acted for like actual things, doing this with you, you've seen my like level of ability with this, and it's not fantastic. But once you get on set and you do it, like it's so different than this.
Yeah.
It's like it's easy. You
just give them, and you just got to give them what they want at that point.
Yeah.
Like you're a director. You can get what you want out of people.
You got. But
Yeah,
maybe
director
we should
and
slow
beautiful
the
woman.
roll.
You know exactly how to get things out of people.
I have directed, but I'm not. I wouldn't call myself.
Says it
a
on your
director.
IMDb.
Yes, it does. I'm
The
actually.
fact that you have an IMDb means you're probably a director and actress.
I'm
Actor. Sorry.
actor. Yeah. Yes.
I know you're not supposed to be gender fluid when it comes
I don't
to.
mind actress anymore.
You don't.
Now that we took a stand, I don't mind it.
Yeah. Now that it's.
Yeah. Now that it's okay to be a woman, I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't understand when that became derogatory.
I don't think it was ever derogatory, but it's just that like it was definitely a thing someone would
differentiate.
correct you on.
Yeah, but I mean, like at the Oscars, like it's best
There's
actor,
a
best
connotation.
actress. Like it's
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
negative thing.
I think it's
just-
actually best female actor.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Since when?
Since recently, I don't
Since
think
we
it's
took a
always been that
stand.
way, but that is a thing.
Really?
Yeah, and also
That's
the
silly. That's silly.
it is silly, but it's like funny when like this guy the other day said to me,
See, that's what makes it seem like it's derogatory
"It's stupid." Yeah,
when you force that change. Whatever. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I don't care.
I met
It's
a guy
nothing
the
to do
other
with me,
day.
but-
He's dating my friend. And he
It's just
goes,
weird.
I was like, "Oh, so like, what do you do?" Just trying to get to know him. And he's like, "Oh, I'm a male model." I was like, "You could have just said model." I think."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
I know you're a dude.
Hey,
I wouldn't
Maybe
be
not.
like, "Oh, I'm a male comedian."
maybe not.
Or a female comedian.
I'm a male
Yeah.
comedian.
Maybe not, dude. You can
What?
be anything you want to be these days.
I know,
Maybe
but
he's-
I just
maybe
thought
he-
it was silly that
Maybe
he
he
said
wasn't
it.
a male model if he didn't say it.
No, I would just go, "He's probably just a model." He doesn't
But
need
also,
to do
that
that.
takes a lot of confidence to say I'm a model.
You think so?
I do.
It's something you should be ashamed of.
No,
Oh.
not ashamed, but I just feel like I don't think I've ever met a man who is a model who just goes, I'm a model.
Yeah, he said I'm a male model. So weird. And he had a weird look, so I know he's a model. I know he's not lying. Because models aren't hot anymore.
He had like a big forehead.
Yeah, models
and,
look
like,
weird. They look like aliens or something.
and like a
that,
big jaw, big forehead, and then everything was just smushed here.
Yeah, exactly. And he had like weird clothes, and he fucking, I remember, and I might be misremembering, when I was a little kid, you'd look at models, and the women looked like the way our Instagram models look now. The voluptuous and very stereotypical, hair and look. They were like the Pamela Andersons, if you will, of like that was models.
Right.
And then male models were like muscular and fucking, you just see like date bait. Like they look hot. They just look like hot dudes. And then now all the models are like 6'5", but like 100 pounds and like kind of like weird. And they have like some weird scarves hanging off their head and like one eye's blue and the other one's brown for some reason. It's like they're always like weird looking people.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was talking about. Wait, so what's the goal then? You're gonna keep doing stand up, or you want to do directing, or both, or what? What's the goal?
He can't get over me being a director.
It's impressive.
It's impressive. I'm working on a project right now. So the
Can you
goal
tell
is
us
just
about it?
to be an entertainer.
Yeah.
I got my degree in theater. I came up doing theater. That was actually what I wanted to do. It's still
How
what I want
silly
to
are
do.
we with our theater degrees?
You have a theater degree, Jeff? Fucking nerd.
Well, it's just you could have just done it without it, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. But I wanted
God
to
damn
train
you,
Jeff.
Yeah, I wanted.
I was asking a question. I wasn't
I
making
wanted
a
to
statement.
hone my craft.
That piece of paper, that bachelor's degree, doesn't do me any favors in an audition room.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Because it's a
And
pretty
actually,
expensive paper.
It's actually
all I'm
I get
saying.
more shit talked to me. Like casting directors looking and being like, "You went to Berkeley? Like, what the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah,
here?"
exactly. We just saw a girl who like didn't even graduate high school. Great set of pipes though, that gal. They don't give a shit.
Well, and actually, what it is I wasted like the golden years. You know what I mean? Like those 4 young years. So when I graduated,
Oh
I
yeah,
came,
yeah. You came out of
those years are
college.
so
Yeah.
important.
That's interesting.
Yeah, in the business. So
Yeah.
no, I'm working on a project right now. So I studied directing in college as well. Working on a short film that I wrote.
Ooh.
Add writer to the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
What's the film about? Without telling us any plot twists. Don't do what every trailer does in the world. Just tell us what.
It's about my mom passes away and I'm left as the guardian of my sister that has Down syndrome.
Nice. It's a
Yeah.
good idea for a thing.
Yeah.
Do you like her, the girl with the Down syndrome? Your sister.
We're estranged, so we haven't been in each other's lives.
Oh, nice.
So we're kind of like reconnecting.
Have you seen the Peanut Butter Falcon with Shia LaBeouf?
So I wrote this like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And when I went to see that, I literally sat in the theater just crying like I
Not
hate
because you were
myself.
moved, but because it was too
Because I was
similar.
so mad at myself.
It's such a good movie.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
one
so
of my
beautifully
favorite.
done.
Yeah. And I also love wrestling. I coach Special Olympics. I love Shia LaBeouf. He's always been like one of my top 3 favorite like celebrities. So the movie was like heaven to me.
Yeah. It was perfectly done. Like, and his character, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not a trailer guy. And I remember when I saw that trailer, I immediately texted you.
Yeah. I was like so excited.
I was like, I know you don't like trailers, but can I give you a synopsis? And you're like, yeah. I like texted him the thing.
It's right up my alley.
Yeah,
and also
they made that movie
Shia
for
LaBeouf treats the Peanut Butter Falcon boy the same way I treat my Special Olympians, where like I'm always flipping them shit, but like they like it because I'm treating them like everyone else. Like I'm being playful with. I'm not coddling them or like talking to them like they're babies, which a lot of the girl volunteers do. Because they can't. They're like church girls. They're like nice.
Yeah, that's interesting because actually the film is it speaks to that. It speaks to the idea like they're just a person.
Yeah.
Like,
the best people.
Yeah.
They're better than us.
Yeah.
But also, like,
The way they see
you can
life.
still talk to them. Like, I took this is a fun story I've never told. I took 6 of the Special Olympians to Safeco Field to watch a baseball game for the Seattle Mariners. And this was a long time ago. And they just kept ordering beers. And I didn't know what to do. But they're all, like, some of them are 40. You know, some of them are, like, in their 30s.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. I was like, I don't know the rules on this. But, like, I'm technically in charge, kind of in charge. I'm like, I didn't know what to do. So I just kept letting them order fucking beers. I mean, they had their own money. And they had
Was it just you with them?
It was me and one other guy.
Okay.
Yeah, and he didn't know either. But like I think at that time I was like 24 years old, maybe. Like no, I must have been younger.
Because you were living in Seattle at the
I was
time.
living in Seattle. So no, I was probably 22. I wasn't even doing comedy yet. And I was just like, I guess fucking, they're older than us. Like, let them fucking get ripped.
Yeah.
And also, they don't drive. We got like a shuttle.
Yeah.
And so it was just like literally me and like 6 or 7 guys with Down syndrome and mentally challenged that are just killing Mike's Hard Lemonades. and then I'm like, fuck it, I'll have a Mike's Hard too. Like it was like, it was, yeah. And it was a real learning thing too, because when we got back, the main guy, he was like the guy who runs the whole facility. He's like, yeah, it's fine. cares. Like they didn't drink too much, I guess. And if they did, they'll puke. It's,
Yeah.
but it's the same thing we're talking about. They're regular people. They're just funnier and nicer.
Yeah, no, but it's funny because I've worked with disabled people and people with Down syndrome. That was actually like what spawned the writing of this. But the girl that I cast, I find myself. So we've been working together for a couple weeks now.
Nice.
We're gonna shoot like late January, but I find myself talking to her like that. I find myself talking to her. She's older than me, and I talk to her like she's a child. Like I'll be like,
yeah,
and I'll even like the way I hold my body, and I have to check myself. I'm like,
what am
because
I
I see
doing?
her looking at me like,
what?
Why the fuck are you
Yeah.
doing that?
Yeah.
And it humiliates me. Like,
Yeah.
it's a really interesting process. to
I
work with her.
do the opposite. So like I even to little kids, and I think it's because I just think it's funny. Like I'll be like I'll even like ask like my nephew or something, be like, you got a girlfriend yet, bub? And he's just like, no, like he think like I like that kind of dynamic. But I even do it to children. I won't talk to children the way people talk to children. I talk to them like grown-ups.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I think they like it too. Like,
Yeah.
well, this guy, he asked me if I drive a car. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird. So wait, when's that come out? When are you wait, it's gonna take forever, like everything else. Movies are
no, because it's a 2-day shoot. We're gonna shoot in January. Not a lot of locations, so easy to do.
Nice.
Yeah.
How do you? I don't know how that world even works. So you wrote the thing, and then
wrote
you
it.
brought it to someone that was like, "We'll pay for this, or we'll give you a budget," or no?
Well, no, I wrote it and I got a producer on board, and then
How'd you meet the producer?
he's a friend.
Oh, okay. We're just curious. Tony has like 1,000 writing things that are great,
Oh,
and
Yeah.
and I don't know what the process looks like, so I never know how to help him.
the process is literally just picking one that you like and being like, I'm going to make this.
Yeah.
And then finding somebody who's like, fuck yeah, I'll help you.
Mhm.
And then you find a way to make it. The money comes up. We did some fundraisers. It was really easy because we have because it's about somebody with Down syndrome, and that's kind of very vogue right now. It's
Yeah.
awful
Right.
to say, but Peanut Butter Falcon obviously heightened that. So there's a foundation called Free to Be Me, and it's a dance company with people with Down syndrome, and they do shows and they perform. So they're putting on a benefit.
Cool.
Oh wow.
So the proceeds will go to
That's
help
awesome.
making the project.
That's great.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to make a short film?
Our budget for this is like 10 grand.
Nice.
Not much.
I didn't know that. I thought it'd be more.
It could or should be more.
It
but
could be more.
Yeah.
Because I shot a movie like
yes.
I don't know how many 80 weeks ago or something like that. Like when it was like early in the podcast, like and it
Yeah, it was like-
just came out like 2 months ago maybe.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, everything takes so long.
Yeah. Well, that's also when you're doing it on your own. You don't have to wait on other people's approval or
That's true.
nods
Yeah.
from any.
Which is a good reason to do it.
yeah.
Do what you want to do. That's what Tim Dillon was always preaching to us. It's
Yeah.
like he's like they're like all these people are meeting with him and saying, "Hey, we want you. What kind of show would you like to make? And would you like to do this?" And he's like, "They're just gonna get in my fucking way. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna just keep doing what I want to do, and then I don't have to answer to anyone. Like, and if you think about it, like if you look at do you know Tim Dillon well?
Mm-mm.
Well, if you look at the content he's putting up, it's edgy as fuck. Like they would never allow that. There's not a single network or internet that would be like, "Oh, this is okay."
Right.
They would just be like, that's gonna ruffle some feathers. Maybe you shouldn't. This is funny. Keep this. Get rid of this. And he's like, if you do it yourself,
What's he putting it up on?
Twitter just puts
Oh.
it up on Twitter
Oh,
or
yeah,
his
yeah.
Instagram and stuff like that. And it's like, wildly aggressive. But it's like because nobody can tell him not to.
Yeah.
He works for himself. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's genius.
Yeah. If you have projects that you have, but it's also like the purpose of making this is I want to get it into festivals, and it's like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
getting your name out there as a filmmaker, and yeah.
What was your first job?
My first job was on Nickelodeon. as
Oh
an
my
actor.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was probably what age?
11.
What show?
It was a show called Life Humongous.
Missed
Yeah,
that. I missed that one.
Got canceled, guys.
Yeah. But also that's a pretty early opportunity of like a vision of success too.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
11 and going, yeah, I'm already on a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I started doing theater when I was 4. So
Holy
it was,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Been doing this a long time.
What is it called? Giant Humongous? What is it called?
Life humongous.
Life Humongous. What was your, do you remember that part? Do you have like a video of it or anything? It must be somewhere.
I have videos of it, yeah.
Have you put it on your Instagram?
There's some, I think there's one on Instagram.
Yeah, I want to see this for sure.
But it got canceled. It was kind of like an All That show where like kids would write in about like something really scary that happened to them. And then the four of us would like act it out.
So it was kind of
like life became humongous.
I don't understand.
Like one of the, I think the episode that I posted, it was like a kid like wrote in that she like fell asleep and drooled, and the teacher woke her up, and she was so embarrassed
because the drool.
Because she sat up and there was drool, and everybody like laughed at her, and so in the episode we acted out.
Which
she's
nowadays
like asleep.
a kid would blow their head off and be like, "Can you believe everyone laughed at me?"
Everybody would be filming it. Yeah. She woke up and then it was like flooding, and so we're like acting out like that there was like
which is hilarious that you just made it more humiliating for her. You didn't solve the problem or anything. You just be like, "Oh God, look how much drool it is."
No, but then we give a solution.
We give a solution.
So we'd
Don't
act it
sleep
out
in
like
school.
Life was humongous, and then the solution was next time carry a pack of tissues, and then she just like blots it. It was
what? I guess you are kids, but that's a shitty solution.
Yeah, no, it was cute. It was a cute show.
Yeah,
it was a cute show.
You should bring it back.
I mean,
you won't be one of the child stars. You'll be like the host, but then there'll be child stars, and then they'll be like, "Did you know I used to be on this show?"
They did bring All That back. All That is back.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Any returning cast members?
Well, yeah, like Keenan and Kel are like the producers of it.
Cool.
And then like they'll show up every now and then.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that show as a kid.
Yeah.
I would make fun of the ones I didn't like, but I liked a lot of the.
Yeah.
Like Amanda Bynes drove me crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, every time she would be on screen, I'd be like, this is the one I don't like. And she got older and I like her and she seems great. But
she's doing very well.
Yeah, but as a kid, I was just like, I couldn't handle her.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I was young and I was still like, horrible actress.
You're probably older than her though. Because she was on that show super young. Like everyone else was like in their teens and she was like 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
she was like super young on that show.
I was always like criticizing her acting. I was like, it's so over the top. It's like, it's a kid's show. Like, I don't know what I thought. It's so weird. Yeah. Wait, so have you ever had like a regular job?
Yeah. My parents were like very adamant about me.
Yeah, they had you working at 11.
No, they were very adamant about me having like a normal childhood. So like I'd get to like...
So they'd hit you and things like that.
Spank me.
Inappropriate.
I worked at Sport Chalet. Selling sunglasses.
It's like Big Five.
Oh, like sporting goods and stuff? Yeah. And you had to only sell sunglasses?
Yeah, I was in the sunglass hut.
Couldn't leave that.
It was like a little cubicle, yeah.
Yeah, and what'd you just go like, those look great on you to people?
Yeah, I wasn't very good at that job.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that wasn't my job.
What was your first job, Tony?
I worked at a grocery store, Safeway.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was the worst.
Were you a bagger?
Yeah. Getting carts from
also Safeway was like the 24-hour like grocery store in our town that kind of, if you just pop in to get stuff, great store, but it's got like depressing lighting. It's got like
it was the worst. I didn't last very long because I was playing baseball, and like when I went into my interview, I was like, so I play baseball year round. So like these are days I can't work.
Oh, you told them that like, in the interview.
And they're like, yeah, cool. Like they're like, yeah, that's fine. Because they needed, bag
Listen,
boys.
I'm willing to be here, but on my terms.
Yeah.
Just Mondays.
Literally the only days they would schedule me were days I had baseball.
Oh, really? Because they were just like,
missing baseball.
Listen, fuck
so then I was like, all right, I'm out of here. I just stopped going. I didn't put in a notice or anything. I just stopped going.
I should write down one day how many jobs I've had, because it would be disgusting the amount of jobs that you'd think I was lying because I had so many jobs.
What was your first job?
Because I could get any job, right? I would be great in the interview. I'd charm the pants off the person employing me, but then I just couldn't keep the job. I would either I would no show, or I would just like break some rule, or I'd say something I shouldn't have, or I would move, right? Like I'd like go to some different apartment and crash there for 2 months, and then I would have to I wouldn't know how to get back. It's just a whole thing. But the worst job, Taco Bell, KFC.
You worked at a Taco Bell?
Oh, Taco Bell, KFC. They were like together in Covington. And I remember
I used to frequent.
I got fired from Hollywood Video. And so
Which I
I
also
just
used to frequent.
walked confidently over to Taco Bell, like, I fucking don't need Hollywood video. Right after I got fired, walked to Taco Bell KFC, said, I need an application. I'm still in my Hollywood video bullshit. And they're like, all right, they give me a thing and I fill it out. And then I was like, all right, so can I talk to the manager? And they're like, sure. And they bring this guy out who's, 20 something. And he's like, can you interview now? And I was like, yeah. And I just got the job immediately. I got fired and hired in the same, whatever. But when I started my first shift, which was the next day or 2 days later, they had me do this thing where I break open the chicken's ribs.
Nope.
Yeah, I know. It's so gross. Break open the chicken's ribs. You slide your thumb down the backbone of the chicken or whatever to get all the guts out. That goes into this little bin. Then you take the broken rib parts and you put it in this batter, and then you put it in this section. And you just do this over and over, just this. It never ended. It was just,
Yeah.
And I was gagging, and I was so uncomfortable.
I'm in shock that they actually had chickens.
They
back
weren't
there.
real chickens. No, there was no beaks these were mutant chickens. They were the grossest things. I think they're called Guido chicken. There was some like term for it, like this was before the internet, but we could probably look it up. But this is what makes the story good, is that everyone else that was at the Taco Bell was like just ghetto, like white trash, but they think they're hip hop, you know. So they have like their hats are all like this, and they have like tattoos. Just a whole collection of bad decision kids, like just the worst of the worst. And they all hated me, right? Because I looked like clean cut, and they were like, "Man, this motherfucker's not gonna last I give him a week." And they're all like making bets, and I was like sitting over there, all going out there to smoke, and they're just like these ghetto kids. I didn't make the week. I quit in the middle of my shift of doing that, like breaking open the so I lasted probably like 2 hours. I didn't try to go collect a check or anything. I was just like, no, I'm not. I can't do this job.
That's hilarious.
So I worked at Taco Bell KFC for 2 hours.
Well done.
But I think I watched like a bunch of like sexual harassment videos and like orientation
you
stuff.
gotta do that stuff.
So that would have, that's why I said when I didn't go back to get my check, like there would have been probably a check for like $80 or
They
something.
probably still owe you the check.
I'm gonna find them. Actually, I'd frame it if they gave me that check. It's like, wow, they held on to this.
Yeah.
I don't know. What? I'm trying to think. Like, what's your favorite job you've ever had?
This is my comedy.
Not Life Humongous. What was the money like in that? Did your parents keep it?
No, they're not allowed to. What is that?
Well,
There's
you're
some
11.
law.
You don't have a.
Yeah,
Were
no.
they paying you cash under the table?
No, stop. There's some
stop.
law.
Yeah.
I can't think what it is, but yeah, your parents can't touch it, so it goes into a trust.
And then the
until you're
trust.
18.
And when you were 18, you spent it on what? What'd you get? Car?
I went to college.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So it's like it just disappeared, right? How much do you think it was?
Not much.
It's better that than
Yeah.
doing what I did and spending invisible money that I'm constantly paying back.
Wait, yeah, explain that to the people.
Jeez.
This guy gets a loan.
It's the worst.
Wait,
They
what?
gave him a loan.
Yeah, so when I decided I wanted to move to LA and go to theater school and all this, did not have support. So I was just like, I'm doing it anyways. So the banks were very excited to offer
like,
me a
"Oh, we
loan.
got another one."
Yeah, without a cosign or anything. So like my interest rate was through the roof, but I was like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You'll have to pay us back 99% interest. And you're like, sure.
Sounds good.
Wait, you're going to let me go to college?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I would have never made it in college. Not even for a second. I was going to like Green River Community College just for like high school credits.
Yeah.
Like I was going to get like just to try to get my diploma.
Yeah.
And I remember walking around feeling so cool, like I'm in college. But like,
Which is funny because I walked around that campus feeling like shit because I was in college there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of kids that were like you that were like, I'm so cool. I'm in college. I'm like, oh, fuck.
oh, dude, I didn't last long at all. I remember the first day the teacher said something really whatever. And so like I shouted like a joke and everyone looked at me like,
Not here, dude.
dude, we paid, like, this is not, it's not what you.
We want to be
And I was like
here.
looking around like, I'm a legend, dude. Like,
I'm a legend.
this used to crush. Like, I was, do you know where I'm from? Like, wow.
Yeah.
That's a good joke. Like I couldn't get my mind around it, and it's just like, and then I just kind of sat there, like almost like pouting, like oh my god, nobody, because I bombed, like the joke didn't work. It was like basically like high school, except serious, and everyone was like trying to learn and stuff, and but you could wear a hat, so I liked that.
You could wear a hat.
That was the only part I liked better.
I could be on my phone if I wanted. No,
is that true?
Yeah, well, I'm a grown up. I'm a grown ass man. I was gonna tell me to put my phone away.
I don't think I had a smartphone. I didn't even have a phone.
Well, no,
no, definitely
maybe a flip phone.
Flip phone.
But those weren't as interesting to look at. I wasn't buried in that all day.
Yeah.
This thing.
There's something there.
How often are you on your phone, Courtney? All day?
Yeah, all day.
Want to do a fun game?
Sure.
I don't think so.
Why?
Because I know I'm going to fucking lose.
Don't think like that.
Okay. Well.
Let's look at our screen times.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah. I don't know how, but I know you can.
I'm sure you go to like your settings and then like settings.
All right, guys, get ready for this.
Screen time. It's right under there.
Where's it? On setting?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so who wants to go first?
Oh, mine's not even on.
Oh, really? So you're going to win for sure.
I don't have a report. Oh, man.
Okay, so...
Turn on screen. I'm going to turn it on now.
See all activity.
This is my phone.
Well, you can do it. Let's do it on Instagram then. Let's just look at how much we're on Instagram.
0 minutes.
Wait, how does it show you?
You can go down and see what it is. It is a daily average.
App limits?
So go to settings. Sorry, that's probably not very exciting.
App limits is like if once you hit like 2 hours, you can't use that app anymore.
Oh.
This is like for like parental stuff usually.
Well, and also like just
See all
productivity.
activity.
So
Instagram?
I'm on Instagram. Daily average. What's yours?
Daily average?
Yeah.
1 hour and 2 minutes.
Oh, you did better than me. You don't have any answers, do you? Because
not on screen time. Yeah, not unless it's somewhere else.
Maybe you can go to actually the Instagram app and it will tell you.
Okay.
Mine is 1 hour and 17 minutes a day, which is a lot.
That's a lot.
Wait, your activity.
That makes me so anxious.
1 hour 30 minutes. I win.
What is it?
Hour 30.
Oh, you have the most?
Every day.
I would have guessed you'd have the least.
Me too.
I got a lot of time at like when I'm at work and shit, like my other job, where I'm just like, fuck this. And I'm just like,
I've been subtly trying to coach our
Scrolling.
listeners on how to have an enjoyable Instagram. And you might just have a more enjoyable Instagram.
What do you mean?
yeah. Like
So,
the people I follow and stuff.
Don't follow, all the comedians you're pals with because you think you should. Because that will inherently show you things they didn't invite you to, or shows you're not on,
Right.
or podcasts you've never, that can make you feel very left out or jealous. You should be following things that make you happy. So, for example, I follow all 32 Major League Baseball teams. I follow a ton of mascots, dog pages. There's a bunch of pages with people with like monkeys. There's one page called Girls Getting Hurt. So funny. There's one page called... it's called Tables Getting Hurt. It's the same kind of like linked account, but it's just people going through tables, whether it's wrestling or Buffalo Bills fans or just idiots at a party, like just smashing through tables. It's so good.
Yeah.
And then I follow some hot chicks because I like looking at them.
Yeah.
So it's all just happiness. It's just happy, happy, happy. So if you've really made a good feed that has like happy things, then why wouldn't you want to spend an hour and a half at work? Like that makes work way more enjoyable.
And when I'm at work for 8 hours.
I'm impressed though that you only have. We only did Instagram though. Do you want to do this? Do you want to do the screen time for daily?
I'm embarrassed.
Don't
I'm
be.
embarrassed by.
We're all friends here. Come on.
I don't really use
It's the
anything
Jeff
else
Dye
on my
Friendship Podcast.
phone. It is what it is.
Daily average?
The daily average. Daily average. Go for it.
6 hours and 20 minutes.
Whoa. You did lose this one. You beat me on Instagram, but mine's 4 hours and 21 minutes.
What am I doing on my phone? This is lying.
Text messages. It could be anything. In fact, you can see it all because it'll tell you all the activity on there. So I spend more time on Instagram than anything else, but 43 minutes a day on Safari. You know
Get Google Chrome, you fucking weirdo.
You know what's gross though that I just realized?
Huh.
I'm not happy about this.
Uh-oh.
When I go to write every morning, I use my iPad. So there's Instagram time on there, text message time on there, Safari time on there.
It doesn't use your iCloud or whatever.
Oh, maybe it is the iCloud. That'd be great if that's it. Then these
if
numbers
that's
are
the
accurate.
case, then I'm on my computer doing the same
Doing
thing.
stuff, yeah,
writing
yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it uses your entire.
But I have a feeling it's just the phone.
I also don't like this little synopsis here. It says it's this many hours on average social networking, right? So that's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And then it says reading and reference, and it gives you some time. And then it says productivity. Hey, that shouldn't be a separate category. My Instagram is productive to my career. You can't say productivity it's got a separate category for
No, don't use that argument, because how many of that time on Instagram that you use is you posting something? That takes 30 seconds.
It's me looking at the
Yeah, right.
replies
Posts
to my
take
posts.
so long.
Yeah, for
Posts take
girls
so long.
especially. I didn't know that was a thing in girl world, but it's so true. It's like
Posts.
they will I don't know if obsessed is the right word because that's kind of negative, but they will be very infatuated and very stuck on what the sentence should be underneath the picture. They will spend so much time. What's a funny pun for this photo of my boobs and face? Or like, what should I?
I should not be laughing right now.
Maybe if I make fun of the photo, then they won't call me out for being vain. Oh, look at
for wanting to post a nice photo of myself.
Yeah, so like if they're like looking like sexy, and it's just great. Why wouldn't we want to look at you? You're very attractive. But now they have to put this thing like, here's me looking off into space like I'm very important. They think by like doing like the whole Eminem, like, look, I'm calling myself out. Now what can you say about me? You know, like they'll preemptively make fun of it, or like, oh, someone with pizza walked by, and that's why I look. Well, it's like, shut up.
I'll take that over the ones that try to be fake deep. You know?
Oh, really? See, I don't mind that because I think they're really trying.
I mean, but when it's like,
no, I would definitely take that.
Life can be what you make
you don't
it.
Like it.
Like it's like you give a lot of great motivational stuff, and I buy it from you because you live it and you believe it.
Oh, thank you.
But putting that on, if it's a picture of a girl in a bikini sitting on a Ferrari, and then that's the quote, I'm like, what does that have to do with the?
No, it's her sitting on a Ferrari, and she's like, "What's
really
happening
funny.
in Syria is really sad."
Like, what are you talking about?
That's really funny. What does that have to do with your boobs and Ferrari?
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah.
And it's like this like body positivity thing. Like did you see Lizzo go to the Lakers game last night?
Yeah, looking like Rikishi.
Her ass was out. I mean, just her whole
I didn't see it.
It was
she's wearing like a long black t-shirt that has like the ass cut out, and she's just wearing like panties.
Her literally her ass is out.
Yeah, I'll play it for you right here.
I love her.
It's a lot of you like Lizzo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not a fan. But look at this.
I don't get how she's nominated. Like, it's funny, she's nominated for Grammys.
I didn't hear it, Kevin. All I heard was you had the opportunity.
Yeah, her ass is all the way out.
Go to the Lakers game versus Minnesota.
Can't you get arrested for that? What if a guy was doing that? Wouldn't they get arrested, like public indecency?
Yeah, isn't that public indecency?
Dude, you know what I should do? Is go to the next Lakers game.
Like that?
With my ass all the way out. Just cut out like the ass of my jeans and just be like just with a shirtless.
Get some Prince assless chaps. Dude.
Yeah, I'm Lizzo. And just see what happens.
Yeah. I don't get how she's nominated for Grammys this year for songs that came out like 3 years ago.
Oh, did it?
Like she's famous now. Those songs are old. She didn't pop.
But it could be how those how they sold this year.
Yeah, I guess.
So in the calendar year, like what was the most bought song?
Or isn't it like what's on the charts?
Although wouldn't Michael Jackson just win every year?
That's what I'm saying, but it's weird. Like the songs came out in 2017.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I just heard her
because they just got popular. She was not popular.
Here's the thing about Lizzo that's confusing me.
They were on SoundCloud.
In the song, it says, "You could have had a bad bitch, non-committal."
Yeah.
Then we jump to a verse later, a few verses, and she says, and I'll never ever be a side chick. It's like, well, that's kind of what a bad bitch non-committal is, right? It's like you're anti-commitment here, and then we've just leaped right to like, you better commit to me because I'm the boss, I'm the best.
I've done this dissertation too.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Like, wait a minute.
What is it?
Yeah.
Guys, it rhymed, all right? It fit.
Most of it didn't.
Yeah.
It's just, no, it's contradicting.
The whole song is about like, well, why are you so upset if you're non-committal?
Yeah.
If you're so non-committal, then none of this should affect you.
Yeah, then don't worry about it. You just sound kind of bitter. Well, what's the term they love to say? Petty. You sound like a petty chick.
I like her.
Yeah, what is it
sounds
about that you
catchy.
like?
I like her attitude. I like.
You're so much hotter than her. That's why she's
Can
approachable.
we agree on this though?
We've come full circle. That's why Courtney likes her.
Can we agree on this though? She's not good at the flute. Like, can we stop with that? She doesn't play the flute. She doesn't.
I didn't even know that she has a flute song.
She's like a flute solo, and then she did it at a performance, and she's literally just doing one note, like, and it's not good either. But like, stop. She's great songwriter, great singer. She can
This
rap.
clip's called Lizzo,
but she
Tony
can't
shoots
play
on
the
Lizzo.
flute. She's not Ron Burgundy. You know what I mean? Like, it's the flute solo.
But see, I don't even. That doesn't even bother me. That doesn't even.
You don't
if
need
she
her to
wants
be
to
good at
bring
flute.
out.
No,
I don't.
do
If
it.
she wants to bring out a flute,
and this is not a criticism on her. It's a criticism on everyone else. Like, oh, did you see Lizzo with the flute? I was like, yeah, not good.
Yeah.
You know, it's those people I'm talking about. She can bring the flute out all the time. Obviously, she's killing it, doing what she wants to do.
Yeah, I think she has a great attitude, great message.
I don't know much about her.
Yeah,
I know a female director who directed one of her music videos who said she is a nightmare.
Why can't you just say director, Jeff? Why is it female
Jeff.
director?
Where's your full
that
circle?
shows that it's woman on woman crime instead of just like a guy being, you know what I'm saying?
You learn nothing. You learn nothing in this podcast.
Yeah, I did. I learned I treat them all the same.
We said she was hard to work with.
A nightmare. Just a complete jerk to everyone on set and including just everyone.
Interesting.
I don't know why I would say everyone
Sad to hear.
and including. You just said everyone.
Yeah.
Who else could you include?
It's a little redundant.
Like pets?
But also
redundant.
Was she mean to the plants?
Yeah.
I can't wait for that clip though of you losing your mind about Lizzo. Tony doesn't take hard takes very often.
I think she's great, but let's stop giving her props about the flute playing because it's not good.
Let's stop giving her props for her ass showing. That's inappropriate.
You need to do that.
Until you do it. I think you have
Please
to do it now.
dude.
Dude, it would be so uncomfortable though. I don't know if I could walk in as confident as she did.
Do you know how much
Yeah,
publicity
you
you'll get though?
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Just be like, I'm like Lizzo.
You better do it quick. You better do it quick because you know
I'd have-
someone else is
I
going
have
to
to
do
go
it.
to the next game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so was that in the Staples Center?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was? It wasn't. It was last night, right?
Or a couple nights ago, yeah.
Wasn't she just saying Minnesota?
Yeah, they played the T-Wolves.
Oh.
But I think that wasn't last night's game, but the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we won, Lakers. Are you a Lakers person or a
Yay.
Clippers person?
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
I played basketball
Right.
growing
Can
up
you dunk?
in high school. No.
Did you ever? I mean, when you were younger, you had better knees.
Fuck you.
What? We all had better knees when we were younger.
Yeah.
Actually, my knees are horrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
From
They're
dunking.
really fucked
You're
up.
like Vince Carter.
No, because I
you're
ran a
still
half
kicking.
marathon this year and I'm
Oh.
fucking suffering from it.
Why would you,
really?
why would you do
Yeah.
that to yourself?
I'd never done it, so I just want to
Marathons
try.
are an
How do
interesting
you feel?
thing.
How do you feel now?
I'm so proud of myself.
Oh, good.
It's one of the coolest things I've ever done.
That's
I
awesome.
think that I have a whole theory about marathons. So, why they're so popular? It's a community, right? You guys all get to train together and hang out together, and or you can. Some people,
Yeah.
like a couple of them, or like 3 people, or like there's these people that go from marathon to marathon to marathon. They do them all over, and it's kind of like they get this like little family of things.
Yeah, there
You're
is.
also doing something healthy for yourself, so you get that runner's high, and you get the good feeling of like, no, I'm eating right, I'm doing this thing. So that's 2 variables, and then also no one measures the accomplishment. So like no one ever goes like, oh, did you win or did you do good or how often did you walk? They don't
Yeah.
ask any of that. They just go, oh my
You
god,
did it.
good for you.
Yeah.
You got the paper stapled to your shirt, and you got the Facebook post, and we see it's like kind of like stand up when stand ups only post like photos of them like on stage with a mic. We don't even know if they bombed that night. You just see them doing a thing,
Yeah.
and you go, oh my god, you're doing stand up now. Like you don't hear the jokes. They might be the worst comedian in the world, and that's kind of how a marathon is. You get a kudos for something we don't even know if you did good.
But so you've never ran one.
Why would you say obviously?
Just
I
because
have.
of the way. Have you?
Yes,
Okay, then what are you talking about? You know how difficult it is.
it's very difficult.
It's so difficult. So like the idea that just even somebody finishes one
Yeah.
is a huge feat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really difficult.
But
And I
now,
think
how many people run in the Boston Marathon?
a shit ton.
Yeah, how many? Just guess a number.
No, I don't know.
Just guess.
5,000.
Okay. That's
No, more than that.
5,000 people getting kudos for the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Anyone
He
doesn't like to give kudos here.
I'm just saying, it's like, that's my point.
Yeah.
They're all getting the, let's see how many. Why also, I'll ask you that next. And we'll
What?
get out of here. How many people run in the Boston Marathon?
Look it up, Siri.
30,000 every year.
30,000.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Holy
That is a
shit.
lot of kudos.
So it's a lot of people
Look
posting
it
on
up.
Facebook
How
the
many
next
people
day.
finish? How many people finish?
I'm guessing all of them.
You don't know that.
I don't, but let's say even if 1,000 don't, that's
I couldn't finish.
29,000 kudos.
You could finish.
You could definitely
Not
finish.
today.
Exactly what he's saying, because you could walk.
Yeah, you can walk it.
Still,
You could
26
stop and take
miles is a
breaks.
long time to walk.
Yeah.
I would still be like, I'm bored. Like if anything, you know, like
It's a long stroll.
yeah. That might take me. If it takes me, it takes me an hour to walk to work, which is like 3 miles.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Wait, have you done a full one?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
See, I couldn't. I
I'd wanna
wouldn't even
do-
attempt a full one.
I'm
I did
a
a
runner.
half.
Look at me. I'm like a tall, lean.
I want to do.
It's like I've never done CrossFit in my life, but I've done a marathon.
Jeff,
It sounds
let's do,
like kind of
let's do the Tough
Yeah.
Mudder.
You
I
want to
want to do that. I want to
I
climb
wanna do
fences
that.
and shit.
I
Let's
wanna
do it.
I don't think I can, but I will
No,
try.
you do great.
I don't know.
And also, you'll enjoy the training process, getting fit for it,
yeah.
because it'll be so psychologically rattling that you're gonna get yourself
Yeah.
in your act
See
together.
that's more because it's like I wouldn't get
fun.
bored. I wouldn't get bored. I'm just like fuck
Yeah, it's
me,
fun.
like just running the same thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need a scooter. But Tough Mudder, it's like
I need a scooter.
I'm crawling in a swamp for a second, then I'm climbing on a thing.
It'll be fun. Yeah, it's more fun when you have like an activity because running can get kind of boring. It's just you on the side of the thing going, hey, am I gonna shit myself like these other marathon people, or am I gonna actually maybe take a 5-minute rest over here? I'll do that. The only marathon thing I'll do is pour the little water on my head. I kind of like when they do that, but I'm not gonna do the shit down the back of my legs thing because my time's not that important. Nobody gives a shit. Let's just maybe take a break. Get some of that Gatorade gel. Shoot some of that in my
Make
mouth.
me finish faster because I can sit and take a break for a
Yeah.
minute.
Little
Feel
rest.
more energized.
Massage the back of my legs while I take a 2. You know what I'm saying? I can't be, can't be like these other guys. Okay, so when I Google your name, it says your name, and then it says sister. That's the first thing that comes up. Why are people Googling if you have a sister or not?
Really?
Yeah.
So I talk about my sister in my stand-up.
Maybe that's what it is.
My sister
People
was
trying to find
adopted.
that like sister bit or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe people see your stand-up, you talk about your sister, and then they want to see what your sister looks like, and so they Google
My
that.
sister is something to look at, so
Well,
probably.
let's see. That's don't make it like that.
No.
Don't objectify
No,
her.
I know. I mean, she objectifies herself. It's fine. No.
Is she on Ferraris with posts about Syria? She is.
She is.
No, she's not. She teaches pole dancing.
Oh,
So
good night.
yeah. But I
Positive pole dancing.
positive. Yes.
Yeah.
She has a pole dancing studio.
Positive pole. That
she
is something someone would say.
is
Oh,
she no, I think it comes up like that because the only TV I did Carson Daly and the bit that
so that's why they're doing it.
yeah.
Because there's Chappelle Lacey. You know him? He's an
Yeah.
Arizona comedian, just moved here. He always talks about his white family. And so obviously people Google that to see if it's
Google.
either A, true, or B, like what does that family photo look like?
Right.
All right, last question. You ready?
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this.
You're
by the
not.
way.
You're not
yeah,
ready.
absolutely.
She's not
No
ready.
one's ready
What?
for the last. Same question.
First
every
of all,
guest.
we'll do what you want to plug after the last question.
Okay.
Courtney Sherman, what happens when we die?
I think
She wasn't ready. I told you.
I wasn't
Yeah.
ready. You're making me uncomfortable looking at me like that.
I just looked at the way I've been looking the whole time.
I think our spirit leaves our body and goes into reincarnates, goes into another body.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But all the things you learned and all the stuff that you... What happened to all that?
What do you things I learned about what?
Just life and like all the wisdom and all the things that make you unique. That's going to go into something else?
No, I think you take that with you. Yeah, your spirit takes all of that with you into
Yeah.
the next body. Yeah,
But in the next body, like when you're born, you don't remember none of that stuff.
you don't, but the spirit does.
Okay.
And so the body, the brain, let's say it's a baby, you go into,
Yeah.
it learns relearns everything, but your spirit.
Is that
spirit
maybe why
stays with
some
you.
people have good spirits and bad spirits?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Was that a weird answer?
No,
Not at all.
Oh.
Just trying to get to the bottom of it. It was the quickest answer we've ever
Yeah.
had for sure.
because we
No.
don't have an answer, so that's why we like to ask.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I try to ask every guest. But we have a lot of repeat guests, so I don't have to ask that every time when it's like JC Karais has been on here 6 times. I don't need to keep asking him every time.
We should, though.
Yeah.
Sure, he's got credits.
What do you plug? What do you want the people to know about? Where can they find you? Where can they look at you? Where can they like your posts?
They can like my posts that I spend hours creating. COURTNEY Schuerman, SCHEUER.
I got to work on that spelling.
MAN.
When you were young, were you just so excited to get married? Like, I need a different last name.
No, I don't believe in marriage.
Hard to spell. Oh, really? Oh, man, we get along great. It's hard to spell.
It's hard to spell, yeah. But
And
it's really not once
I
you
spent the whole
learn
morning going, sure, man. Sure.
Oh, it's everybody fucks it up bringing
I've
me
never
on
brought you to the
stage.
stage. I've known about you, and we've been pals for a long time.
People will come up and be
And I
like
would
all nervous and
still
be
just
like,
say Courtney.
how do you say it?
Yeah.
Like, I've known you 10 years.
It's
just
intimidating. I've always just
Sherman.
called you Courtney.
Okay.
I'm like, Courtney? And I describe you someday. Yeah. But I've never said your last name.
Thanks, Jeff.
It's true.
Yeah, no.
What happened after you said Jeff Dye? You just say Jeff probably, right? Like when you see me, you go, hey, Jeff. Like,
No, you're one of those names everybody goes Jeff Dye.
that is true.
Yeah.
That's a bad example.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeff Dye.
Right, no one says my last name right either. So
What's your last name?
Well, the problem is our listeners are a little bit of a repeat. This ding dong, he says his name right. It's your brother that's the ding dong.
yeah, well, it's just we've as a family have just like stopped correct.
They've given up
But
on
now
trying to.
but now that I'm like an like I'm trying to be an entertainer with like a brand, I'm
Yeah.
like stickler. Like
Their name
no,
is
you got to say
Tony
my name right.
Reavis. Oh, that's his name, Tony Reavis, and Timmy Reavis. Right? And then in school, just to a certain point, people always say Reavis.
It's REAVIS.
So now they've just gone, yeah, it's Reavis. They've just given up on the correct pronunciation.
And I'm like, so I have 2 older brothers. So by the time I get to high school, people are like, oh, another Reavis. I'm like, it's Revis. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
horrible.
They've just all given up.
Had an
Your
identity
parents
crisis.
are cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
Not even proud of the family name. Just,
cares?
call us what you need.
Yeah.
Tony, anything to promote this week?
Just go to youtube.com/screenpeekers if you want some video game stuff.
I like that.
Yeah.
And you guys know where to find old Jeffy. We love you. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Friendship.
Hey! I don't know what that is from. Hey! Oh, it's from, it definitely sounds like Krusty the Clown, but, it's from Brant Tobler's voicemail on his cell phone. He goes, hey! You've got Brant Tobler, and that's why that's stuck in my head. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that podcast. I hope you enjoyed that episode. You guys have been freaking so loyal and so great to me, and I love you guys, and I can't thank you enough. If you want to see me do some stand-up this week, I am in Oxnard. That's California. I'll be doing some shows at Levity Live in Oxnard. If you subscribe to my Patreon, you get free tickets to those shows. You get meet and greets. You get whatever you want. If not, buy tickets. Come see me. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We love you. Tony loves you. Go to Screen Peekers. Show him some love. Tell us what you guys want to see more of, who you'd like us to have on the podcast. Comment, rate, whatever you want to do, we're here for you, and we love you.